Yeah. If I'm here, then Michael's not here.
Yeah.
Will's not here.
I know where they are.
But
And
there's
I
three
just-
of us.
And I literally just walked in the door.
I did too.
Yeah, I was
here.
up in the shop rigging a little bit of stuff. We're gonna be talking about crappie tonight, and Terry sent me a message, said, hey, grab some crappie gear out of the shop and bring on down. And
Yeah.
guess what I brought?
The hands.
I brought my jazz hands.
But Terry does have a lot to tell us about crappie
No,
fishing.
That's absolutely right. Terry's got a lot of information about that coming up.
Sure.
Hey guys, it's Tuesday night live with the guides. Thank y'all for tuning in. We see a lot of you regulars popping up on there, and we really appreciate you guys tuning in. It's Lake Tawakoni Guide Service as usual. And guess what? We're standing here. If you notice the new background, this is Terry's little
My playground.
Yeah.
it's her little playground. On the other side of us, right over here, is actually her office and stuff.
Terry's she shed. That's what
Yeah, there you go.
Terry's
Terry
she
She
shed.
Shed, probably.
It's gonna be a general store, y'all. So you'll be able to buy like apparel and just anything fishing related. So yeah.
Tell them a little more than that.
Well, now y'all put me on
I'm
the
gonna push
spot.
you. Michael's not here to push her, so
Yeah, I
who
know,
thinks I
right?
should push her?
Noel,
No.
Yeah.
Where are you,
Noel's
Noel?
watching.
you're watching
We're waiting on
from
you.
down the road and around the
Oh,
corner.
you're in trouble, boy.
Yeah, really.
What's up, Blake?
Hey, Blake, how are you? Randy Johnson, see you.
Noel forgot it was Tuesday, y'all.
The
But
bait
yes,
shack.
So this is the bait shack. We will not be selling bait yet that I know of. But no, this is just our general store here. You guys are coming down to fish with us. We'll come in, check in, grab your coffee, grab some snacks, get on the dock with these guys and go fish. If you are coming in with the, coming and staying in a cabin, we'll have like ice and snacks and just little things like that you might run out of or need and want to pick up at the last second. So yeah, so we're real excited. This is half of the store. The other half is gonna be really cool. We'll show you guys when we get that ready. But hopefully it'll be ready in about the next week. So we're real excited about it. And did you guys see what we did yesterday? I mean, what we all did.
Oh,
I think
did they
everybody
see
did.
it?
The big
I seen
crappie,
it.
Yeah.
the big.
I lived it.
big-
Whatever, man.
Jeff Gillum, thank you for tuning in. Corey Bell, yeah, appreciate you tuning in as well. We're going to announce the weight on that crappie here in just a little bit. What was your guess, by the way, Corey? Noel,
let's see
CC,
some
Everybody
guesses.
guess. Everybody
Let's
go
do
ahead and
some
guess.
guesses.
See.
That's a great
Wayne
idea.
Melton, y'all go ahead and guess them up, even though I think the winner's already been determined. Y'all go ahead and guess. But
Did you not see that big crappie?
yeah, what that is was every year we all take a day off,
Where's
and
that crappie?
I guess you could say that.
That is a huge crappie we got on Mike caught on Palestine yesterday.
Yeah, we like I said, every year we try to run down there, and 272 you were real close, Corey, but maybe just a little bit over. But anyway, Tammy, it wasn't 3.7. If it was, it'd be a lake record, I believe.
Yeah, that was.
But I know it looked big, but that $100 looked bigger in my pocket.
So what was the $100 for?
Well, when we set out on that little adventure, it wasn't really a $100 bet, but it was $100 to the biggest catch of the day, and you know, like I said,
Lengthwise, right?
yeah, lengthwise.
Not waiting.
We were gonna go weight, but it really didn't matter to me.
Look at her, man.
Every year, I seem to come up with the big one. But anyway, you know, Noel
He don't even
started
know what
out.
to say.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I didn't have
Well,
to say
so
anything.
Noel caught the first big one, right?
Noel caught the first big one.
And
He
then
caught
Ryan's-
one almost 13 inches long.
Yeah.
And then I caught one almost 13 inches long. And then Ryan kind of blew that out of the water with one over 13 inches. And I kept telling him, I said, relax, guys.
And Michael got one.
I said, I'm going to catch a 15, 16 inchers and shut y'all all up.
Last
and then
dog.
Michael
Dog.
caught one that was probably about 13 and a half. And they were going back and forth. And yeah, I mean, they would just kept on and on. And what's funny is we're talking about a 5-man limit, 25 per person. So we had 125 crappie. Actually, we didn't have quite that many. We had about 110 probably.
Yeah, I thought we had 118. I think that was the total, wasn't it?
Well, no, I mean, when we
Oh,
left,
before we left.
before we went to that last dock,
Yeah,
we
but
probably had somewhere around 105, 110, something like that. And of
And we were
course,
throwing back keeper 10-inch crappie.
Yeah,
We was going after
yeah.
some bear. We caught
and anyway, so of course Michael's like, hey, I got one more dock I want to hit. And of course, the dock we were on was sort of kind of playing out a little bit. So Ryan here, he was in the lead. He had one about 13 and a quarter or so, and 13
And I remember
and a
you
half.
saying, let's make sure we stop at that last
And
stop.
Ryan had to pop off. He goes, yeah, we're almost done. He goes, but we need to stop by that one more dock, make sure we get our limit, right? Well, guess what? Well, what's funny is,
The last dock's always the best.
me and him had just got tangled up so bad that we just cut our lines off. So when we pulled up to that dock, I was at the front of the boat retying. My very first pitch in there, I hung up and I had to break it off and I had to retie. About my third pitch in there, I hung up again, had to break off. And meanwhile, him and Noel are in the back of the boat, filling our limit.
Yep.
I mean,
And
they're
left and right,
literally
everywhere.
catching them one after another after another.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, golly, we're fixing them to hit our limit. Anyway, I finally get my jig tied on. Noel breaks off, steps out of the way. I flip it, or I shoot in there. Guess what? Yeah.
That was the
16 inch
biggest
crappie.
crappie I personally have ever seen. I've never
Yeah.
seen one that big.
That
It's
was
huge.
really big.
God.
Really.
I thought it was a bass when I saw the mouth open. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, it has
It's a
mouth
crappie.
about like
It was
that.
huge. No doubt. But it was fun.
But yeah, we got a chance to get away and
Yeah,
go play.
Noel, we were smocking them.
Yeah, we were smocking them, all right.
Smocking.
I think that was
funny.
supposed to be
Noel.
smoking.
He's the
Maybe.
best.
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Alright, we give them.
Noel, we're going to harass you this time because you didn't show up.
Yeah.
You had
That's
your
right.
mask. You should be here.
But the only reason that Michael's not here, actually, he just pulled up to the dock. He had an afternoon trip, and it was, in fact, Ryan and I both had trips this morning, but if y'all didn't wake up at about 4 or 5 o'clock this morning, you missed the biggest light show you've ever seen
What?
here.
They were hitting
It
all
was-
around here.
It
Oh,
was
really?
lightning
Yeah, you
like
could see it.
crazy, and it kept on lightning until about, what, 8:30, 9 o'clock?
Wow.
And plus, we were hit with about a 20 to 30 mile an hour north wind, and so
That was pretty brutal.
yeah, our guys actually, we've got to reschedule them. So Ryan and I have been kind of piddling around in the shop and stuff like that. But yeah, Michael just now pulled up here to the, and what's cool about this, okay, so here's the scenario. When you come into Open Water Lodge, you're gonna come through our main gate. The driveway kind of comes around to the left. You just follow that driveway around and you're gonna see the general store right in front of you. You're gonna see the lodge and the cabins off to your right, but just stay on our driveway. You're gonna dead end right into the general store. When you get to the general store, Miss Terry's gonna meet you here with a fresh cup of coffee.
That's right. I will be here.
Now this probably isn't gonna start for another couple of
At
weeks.
least another
But
week or
anyway,
so.
yeah, another
Yeah.
week. We're getting close, guys,
Yeah.
and well, like I said, we really appreciate y'all's support and
Hey,
everything.
just real quick though, what we didn't tell them is how you caught the fish. What were we fishing with and how you caught, what were we doing yesterday?
not
A lot of
gonna-
people don't do that.
I'm not gonna tell them that.
Mom is the word.
Come on now.
Actually, we got a buddy of ours. In fact, I went to captain school with him, Mr. Lane Palmer, and he owns a company called Constant Pursuit, and he makes our soft plastics for us. We use a few other soft plastics, but primarily Constant Pursuit. And what I love about those Constant Pursuit lures, they're a little bit harder of a body, and so when you're shooting those jigs, and that was the technique we were using. It's called shooting docks. If you haven't ever done it, then I encourage you not to, because you're probably going to catch more fish. Actually, that is a very effective way to catch crappie this time of year, and even into kind of early summer. Once they get to midsummer, those crappie are going to want to pull out a little bit deeper water. But it's so effective right now is because those fish are up there, they're kind of spawning on the pillars, and even if they're done spawning, they'll just pull out to the edge of the docks. But the thing is, if you get a dock with a big platform on it and people can't get way up underneath there in the shade, you actually load that rod up and shoot it, and when it skips up underneath there, you're skipping up underneath there 20, 30 feet. Yeah.
Sorry about that, y'all. Stop calling me.
And anyway, you're fishing your jig where no crappie's ever seen a jig, and it's very effective,
So much fun.
and it's a lot of fun. And a lot of people haven't ever heard of it. In fact, I believe this is Ryan's first time to ever actually officially go shoot docks. And how old are you now, Ryan?
34.
He's 34 years old, and he's never done it in his life until
Wow,
yesterday.
you're really
In
good.
fact, Noel went with us 2 years ago. I don't know how old Noel. How old are you now, Noel?
30,
40.
30, 40?
He
Yeah,
should
it's
be turning
41,
40.
42.
Anyway, anyway, so year before last was the first time Noel had ever done it, and so he had never done it in his life up until that point either. I've been doing it for several years, and I know Michael's been doing it for several years, but anyway, it's a technique that most people haven't heard of, haven't done, and it's a very effective way to catch them. And the thing is, like I said, you're fishing where most people never fished before, and honestly, and a lot of people think it's really, really difficult. But how hard do you think it really was?
It's not. Once you get the feel for it, and now
It
some of
looks-
them are a little bit tricky, you know, but it's
Right.
it's relatively easy.
So what kind of rod do you need to do that? Don't you, I mean, you can't just use a big old catfish rod. What kind of rod do you
Well,
use?
yeah, I mean, you're going to want a pretty nice bendy rod. And what I mean
Sure.
by that is you're going to want something with a good parabolic bend to it, something that's really going to load up good. And because you're going to be bending that rod all the way around. It's almost going to be bent in 180 degrees. In other words, your rod's going to start here, your tip's going to be all the way back over by your hand. And guess what? We have a special guest right now coming in the door
fresh from Lake
that can
Tawakoni.
tell you a little bit more about it.
Starts with
You
an
spelled
M and ends
one.
with an L.
No,
Where's
you
your
don't
husband?
say.
It's not Noel.
Ask
Where's
Noel.
Noel?
I don't know, ask him.
Where's
He's
Noel?
watching.
He's watching.
Hey, Chet.
Noel, where you at? He's not even here. Did he call in sick?
No,
Did he call?
maybe he's like.
I called.
Lord have mercy.
They don't even feel right.
Guys, welcome to Lake Tawakoni Guide Service. We're 45 minutes east of Dallas.
No,
We're
you
gonna
gotta be
start the
Noel
show.
too.
We got
You
Mr.
gotta tell him,
Yeah.
hit them likes and
Hit them
shares.
likes, hit them shares. Got Mike Thompson in the house right here. My beautiful wife, Miss Terry. None other than Mr. Ryan Glover right here. Guys, we're glad that you joined us. I'm sorry, I'm just coming in from a trip. And what are we talking about?
Crappie
Crappie.
fish.
Oh!
We're talking about shooting
Talk about that
dogs.
big
Let me
old
get
fat
out of the
cra-
way
we
here.
talked about that big old fat crappie that Mike got yesterday.
Boy, that was a good one.
We were talking about what type of rod you need to get to do some dock shooting with. That's what we're talking about. What's your
Preference.
preference on
My
that?
preference? Man, I'll tell you, there's a lot of different thoughts on dock shooting and on rods.
Never mind. If he's gonna start with that, this is gonna be a 30-minute conversation.
Which
and
one
it's,
were you using yesterday?
I like a 5.5 foot pro angler. I like a rod with some backbone. I don't like a real noodly rod. I like a rod that's got
with
a
a lot of
parabolic bend.
Yeah.
It's got a good shot. But I'll tell you, it's not always just about the rod. You need a reel with a good sized spool on it. These little bitty micro style spinning reels that have little bitty spools, the line doesn't want to come off of them as fast as a bigger spool. So honestly, I like a 4000 series reel, like a Shimano Sienna or a Strat, something that's got a bigger spool on
There
it.
are some reel companies making smaller reel bodies with a bigger spool on it. And it's not necessarily line capacity that we're talking about, but here's the deal on that. On your spinning reels, once your line goes down, you've got that lip on the end of the spool. And so if your line's coming off of it, it wants to hit that lip. If your spool is big and it's full, then it comes off that spool easier. Now there's a catch-22 to that.
Yeah.
You get a little bit more line twist from time to time when you get a full spool on a spinning reel. So
Especially
sometimes
if you
you'll get
reel
that.
against the drag. But
Right.
guys, hey, it's crappie time. It's crappie time on Tawakoni. It's crappie time on your home lake. This is every crappie fisherman's favorite time of the year. It's just the spawn. Hey, it's full moon tonight. It's full moon night. The next 3 nights full moon. You know what that
I
means,
want to
right?
know what's not biting right now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everything's
on
biting.
Tawakoni, I'll promise you everything's biting.
Everything's
right now.
biting. Guys, we got a full moon right now. I was just looking at it. These last eggs are going to get pushed out of these fish. I believe on this full moon, the next 3 or 4 nights, if you got any fish, they're going to finish up. I think this next week, you're going to really see a solid pattern setting up that's going to fall, go well into May, into June, and even into July. That's just your typical post-spawn
Right.
pattern, which is an exciting time. Fish don't have to move as far. They're hungry. They've been cooped up for the last 3 months trying to take care of the reproductive business, and it's time for them to be a little more not productive, but a little more predictable on staying put. So
So if you have a person watching that's a cat fisherman and they want to go learn to crappie fish, like, what can you tell them that they need just as a starter kit to go catch crappie? Like right now, in the next 2 weeks, where should they go? What should they look for? What should they buy to use?
Well, it's also going to change there. I mean, dock shooting is a spinning reel with a larger spool on it. And one of the key things is some probably around 6 pound to 8 pound test line. We recommend high vis line. Other than that, probably some 16th to 8th ounce jig heads. Like I said, some constant pursuit plastics.
It is, isn't it?
Maybe even a few hair jigs. A lot of people hand tie hair jigs, and those can be real effective.
They can be.
Yeah, you can catch them on minnows, and you can catch them on minnows all year round and stuff. That's just not something.
Are they on structure?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know this time of year. I don't know if the howls are as important as the wears. These fish are so wound up and they're gonna be biting so good over the next 6 to 8 weeks. It's really gonna be more about getting to where the fish are, and the fish are gonna be in that 12 to 16 foot range. They're gonna be on break lines on structure. They're gonna be on brush. They're gonna be on bridge pylons. They're gonna be on standing timber. They're gonna be anywhere where they're coming off their beds. They're coming up, out of the shallow water, and basically they're gonna get caught by structure. Structure's gonna catch their attention as they're swimming out deeper. It's those first. That's why we like to put our brush piles sometimes in areas where they stage the spawn. We like to catch them when they're pulling off their beds, and we'll target these staging areas and put our brush or our structure, whether it's crappie condos, trees, whatever. We got all kinds of different things we use. We like to put them in areas where when these fish leave, they're gonna find. It's basically like checking into their hotel. They're gonna check into a long-term hotel wherever they can find structure, and its depth range is key. 12 to 16 foot. Early on, I like that 10 to 15.
Don't you think that changes on the body of water they're fishing though? A little bit?
Well,
I mean, not through this belt region. I'm talking about like super clear lakes or dirty lakes.
yeah, I
and
think
stuff.
so. Yeah, I do. I'm being more specific to our North Texas lakes and just Texas in general. I think a good, and maybe some people can comment here. It seems like to me, now I will say this: some of your white crappie, they'll get on that standing timber out in 25, 30, 35 foot of water, and they'll suspend, and they can suspend anywhere from 6 to 15, 20 foot. And
They'll do that all summer.
And they'll do it all summer.
They'll do that until
And
September.
they'll pull out and do it here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Some of them have already done it.
Yeah, of all those fish that we cleaned, I mean, it was kind of funny because Ryan and I both were talking about it at the cleaning station yesterday. Some of the females we would clean would be almost completely empty of eggs, and some of them would still be full of eggs. So what that means is the spawn is full tilt. But even though some of them are post-spawn, some of them are spawning, I don't think we've got any pre-spawn fish now. But anyway, so those fish are in all the patterns. So
since we're talking about, let's go ahead and do the guess the weight really quick, guys. So if you guys saw the guess the weight yesterday, the photo of it was Mike Thompson's big crappie that he had. And some of you guys are really close on your guesses, but one guy nailed it, the first guess. So the guess the weight is sponsored by Philip Walker with RSR Lures. And every week Philip sponsors this guess the weight contest, so you guys can get a free packet of lures from Philip Walker. So the winner this week is going to be Bill Liner. He guessed 2.38, and that's what that crappie made. Sound keeps going in and out. I don't know why, y'all.
Is the sound messed up, y'all?
I have no. Tough to hear?
Not hearing.
It's better.
Michael, you moved it.
Is that better?
Michael moved the microphone.
Well, I don't know. But anyway, so can you hear me now? Hello? So really quick, the winner for the Guess the Weight's Bill Liner, and it was 2.38. So Bill, just reach out to Philip with RSR Lures, and he will send you a packet of his lures. And also, you can reach him on Facebook. So you can do Philip Walker or RSR Lures on Facebook and reach out to him. Bye-bye.
Give him the lake. Actually, we haven't even given a lake report yet. You were just on. He just come off the lake.
I saw some crazy stuff today. Listen to this. If you're north of the bridge,
I don't doubt it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, north of the bridge, the water temperature today in that Blazer Bay out there, still in the water, 75 degrees.
Wow. Really?
All day long. South of the bridge, out to the main lake, is about 73. So guys, listen,
But it was 68 this morning when we launched.
was it?
We looked.
Yeah.
On the blue.
Because I was curious because that north wind kicked up and that rain started coming.
Jeez.
And it was a little chilly out there wearing your shorts and your shirt. But anyway, I told Ryan, I said, hey, go over there and look, see what that water temperature's dropping to. And it was 68 this morning at 7 o'clock.
Hey, the shad spawn's on because
Oh, yeah.
y'all freaking through on the boat ramp there and loaded up.
Yep.
2 casts. So
Shad are definitely spawning. And the thing is, last year, they spawned for about 6 weeks or a little more. And they had just started like 4 or 5 days ago. So the shad spawn will probably go on. Once that water temperature spikes like that though, it'll probably only take them a couple of weeks to really spawn out. And the same way with everything else. That's what we're saying about the crappie being done spawning. They're gonna be back to eating. I know the bass are pretty much done. You may have a few still
protecting beds. Some of the sand bass are
still have some eggs in them and stuff like that.
a lot of the sand bass I've been cleaning still have eggs.
Yeah.
Seems like
sand bass
it's-
and
And you know, I'll have to say something kind of funny here. We followed those fish. Matter of fact, we were real aware. We got a big rain mid-January, and the lake came up about 1.5 feet in about 4 or 5 days. It was crazy. Those fish somehow, even though they were down on the south end of the lake, we're talking about sand bass here. Even though they were down on the south end of the lake, 15 miles from the river, they knew to make a mass exodus run. And I'm telling you, we were catching them every day on the dead stick out in 40, 50 foot of water. Limits, catch. And that rain hit, that lake came up, and those fish were gone.
Yeah.
And we found them 3 or 4 weeks later in the river.
But you know, it's kind of funny. It seems like it revolves around that full moon in January too, though.
Yeah.
Even last year we were talking, but we had a big rain last year too. I mean,
Same
you
thing.
don't know if it's moon
One
phases that
rain.
change them or a big rain that changes them. But anyway, I think what he's
relating to is those fish, like I said, they seem to want to run up the river.
river, and they're supposed to be going up the river to spawn.
Well,
That's
that's
what's
that's-
crazy.
that's-
When
when
the
they-
water comes up, they go up the creek,
But
and when it
when
comes up
they
again, it
come
pushes
back-
it out of the creek.
They're
Yeah.
still full of eggs.
It's funny.
Every
It's
year.
like they go up there because they're supposed to go up there, but they don't spawn up there
They
because
don't.
every fish comes out of the creek still with its eggs.
Even though we've caught them on beds, I mean, we've
I
caught
mean-
them on in 6 inches of water up in the creek. So.
Yeah. I mean, maybe some of them are spawning. I don't know. It's just kind of funny. Anyways, guys, Lake Tawakoni Guide Service, Mike Thompson, Ryan Glover, my beautiful wife, Miss Terry. We're here in the store at Open Water Lodge. The store. When do you open this place up?
Hopefully next week or so.
I said 2
Yeah.
weeks probably.
As soon as you get me a big cooler that I'm
Okay.
begging to
Hey, if you come across a really good beverage cooler, the kind like have Coke on them or whatever, that are lit up, we're looking for like a double door, like a convenience store beverage cooler.
Glass door, beverage.
Yeah, and then if you have an ice freezer, the freezers, the double door freezers that hold 40, 50 bags of ice or so. We're looking for one of those as well. So just throwing it out there. Derek,
Yeah.
what's up? Hey, Fawn was watching a while ago. He asked how much is a striper trip, and he spelled striper right. I appreciate that. You get a lot of stripper requests, but
They're a
striper
little more
trips.
expensive though, by the way.
The stripper trips are a little different. But anyways, striper trips are $375 for 3 guys, and we're $75 a person after that, up to 6 total. So my wife works for. Oh, cool. Well, hey, if you come across a cool deal, Travis Mitchell Auctions has got an auction coming up. We're gonna check out that auction. We bought some cool stuff from there. But anyways, we're looking. So quick lake report. The lake is it's clear, but it stains. It's kind of got an off color to it, but it's still kind of clear.
Well, wind's been blowing.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. I was thinking. Well, I was
That
thinking.
has got to be the most vague
Well,
liquor.
I mean,
store.
I was
Time to
looking at it.
find out.
I was looking at it today on the way
Hey,
in,
if you
and
want to know the color of the lake, you got to come fishing. I guess is what he's trying to
with
say.
that said, the lake is so healthy. There is shad galore. If you want to come and just look at the Humminbird Helix 12 and look at shad, I mean, you can be dazed and amazed for miles and miles and miles across Lake Tawakoni. It's unbelievable how many shad are in this lake. It's just crazy.
It's absolutely nuts.
Michael Richardson, good to have you with us. Michael Petit, Magic Mike's. Oh, Lord have mercy. But hey, guys, we're here at the
That
store.
should be the name of your show.
Hey, we're gonna
Yeah.
have some really cool stuff in the store here at the lodge. Terry, have you told people kind of what you're planning on carrying here?
Yeah, we talked.
Oh, y'all
about
talked about it, all right. Well, sorry, I'm just coming in off a trip, and,
We told them that too.
yeah,
Yeah,
so,
it's all right, too.
anyways.
Guys, since you're standing there, you get a guest weight since you're doing all the talking.
All right.
I mean, not a guest weight, caption this.
Caption is.
All right, so we had the caption in this contest is actually, so that you can get in on a striper trip, which we've got coming up
Yeah,
pretty soon.
we're gonna do the drawing in June.
Drawing in June. But hey guys, we had a little caption right here. This is a picture from yesterday. The guy's doing a little dock shooting, which we've been talking about that. But the caption, this week to win, you get a shot at winning a striper trip, and they spelled that striper right on this page too, which was Michael Hanlon. Congratulations, Michael Hanlon. He says, ready, aim, and fire. So,
That's pretty much what it was.
and it's pretty cool.
I watched the
Actually,
video of the slow-mo though, and drag race, I'd have left y'all in the dust.
Oh,
When
really?
you said 3, and I was,
You already
Did you-
ahead.
I didn't even know
her.
Mine was
Perfect.
last though.
No, I didn't even know
You
what the
said
count
three,
was.
I
You were
was
just
dumb.
1, 2, 3. I didn't know if we
Oh,
was
yeah,
going.
you did say
Nobody
that.
said on the count of 3 though. Nobody
Yeah.
said that.
So for that.
Do you
so
go
Michael,
on
you
the
only
count of
have
3 or do you go 1, 2, 3,
he said 3, I didn't
shoot?
know.
Yeah.
I mean,
What
or
do we
so.
got?
That's one very important thing to learn. Like if you're sitting in a deer blind and there's 2 deer out there, there's 2 of you in there. Do you shoot on 3 or do you shoot 1, 2, 3, shoot? So that's very important.
And then
to
you
know.
both end up shooting the same
Yeah.
deer.
Yeah.
So Michael, your name's gonna be
Anyway.
added to a hat and hopefully we'll pick your name in June when we draw for that
What?
free striper trip.
Here's a bigger question. If y'all really watched that video, somebody plinked that dot. And I know for a fact it wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Noel's not here, so it was Noel.
Oh, I was gonna say, I saw my jig go.
I heard the dance, but mine, I
Did-
thought.
did
Y'all,
it was
y'all
somebody.
watched the slow-mo
You
video.
can hear it too.
Right at the end of
Yeah,
the
y'all
slow-mo
see it,
video
yeah.
it goes
why
back to
didn't
full
somebody
speed.
watch it right now and tell us who it was?
Who pinked?
Who peaked, meaning
Who
like, who got
Who
rejected?
got hit the dock instead of went under? Because you heard it go
Y'all did pick it on
on the
Noel.
dock.
No,
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause
Wayne,
I seen a
all
couple
4 of
jigs
us
go
went.
underneath there, and you see my jigs.
Wayne Melton
Yeah.
wants to know who's cooking crappie. Are we doing that next week? Are we doing
Just depends on how it all plays out.
who's got some
We're-
crappie for
we're
us? Y'all
pl-
send us some crappie to cook.
Yeah.
We ain't got no
We're
crappie.
planning on cooking crappie on next week's show. We'll get Mike and me and Ryan and Noel. I'm gonna be responsible for eating and taste testing
That's
most
what
of
I'm
these
here
fish.
for.
And
What's that?
we might get Mike to cook them.
Quality control.
Yeah.
So,
You see.
guys,
We gotta have some crappie donated. then.
Tawakoni is a sleeper
Mine already
crappie lake.
bagged, froze.
We
Bagged,
are
bagged.
surrounded by incredible crappie lakes, some of the best in the country. Lake Palestine, Cedar Creek,
Michael Henley said Noel.
Noel, Noel playing.
Oh,
Oh boy,
Hey, Noel caught a lot of fish.
Yeah, he did.
absolutely. We've got Lake Fork, one of the premier crappie lakes in the country,
Yeah,
and
catching there.
and there's just so many big lakes. But I want to tell you something. Tawakoni is a sleeper. It's not known for its crappie because it's so well known for its blue catfish and its striper. But let me tell you something. This lake, you're going to be seeing limits of fish hitting the deck here at Open Water Lodge, at the marina here, just starting probably next week. Ryan, you got a trip coming? You have a crappie trip coming up?
Thursday.
All right. Well, Ryan's gonna put some limits of fish in the boat. So with that said,
Do you have a
I
crappie?
only think I got one guy. So.
I did.
Oh, he needs to wait
You
now.
did.
I did.
Oh,
Oh,
Jay.
you did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I did.
Did
In case y'all didn't know, he did.
I
He
did.
did have one.
But anyways, that said, guys, we appreciate you guys joining us. Do we have anything else to talk
I
about?
don't think so. If you guys are looking to stay with us, Open Water Lodge and Cabins is booking up incredibly fast. Like, I'm looking at the calendar and people are calling and I'm like turning people away, unfortunately. So if you guys are looking to come stay with us at the Lodge and Cabins,
Or even fish.
our calendar, we have
How's your
like
calendar
one
look?
day
I did
left.
6 today.
You had six trips?
today.
6 trips booked just for you today.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
So if you guys are looking to fish with us, we only have like one day left in May. We're completely booked for the month. If you're looking in June, there's maybe like 7 or 8 days left, if that. We're booking up fast. Even the Lodge and Cabins is booking up. If you're looking to book a holiday with us, you need to reserve it now. July 4th is almost completely booked. Memorial Days, Labor Day. So if you guys are even thinking about coming out and staying with us, or if you have any questions, you can give me a call. If you want to look at some dates Follow us and like us on
they're
Facebook.
basically brand new and clean every day and
Yes.
stuff. In fact, I was gonna tease Ashley because she just tried to sneak in behind the camera here. We
Yeah.
need to make her get in front of the
Yeah,
camera and go, hey,
she's
here, by the way, the reason our cabins are so clean and stuff.
What are you looking at?
Oh, she snuck out, she's leaving.
I'm not looking at Ashley trying to see if she's
Oh,
gonna go.
she's not paying
She's not.
attention.
But one thing I did want to say on the trips, like I said, we're really, really booked up. You know, we had took some time off, and just like Ryan and I's trips today, like I said, we had to cancel them due to weather, or at least postpone them. We didn't cancel them. But what we did is we'll try to make exceptions, guys. If you see a date that you really want to come fishing, we're really trying to make them up, and we're going to probably start running some evening trips and stuff like that. So even if you really have a date that you really, really want to go, and you go online and you see that date is already booked, go ahead and send Terry a text or
Yeah.
give her a call.
It's a great
We'll
idea.
see if we can get an afternoon in for you, even if it's not a full afternoon trip or something. And the thing is, it really limits our time on those type of trips because I'm 55 years old. I can't run too many doubles in a week. But anyway,
Why not?
because I'm 55 years old, my back just don't handle it anymore. But we can do it, and that's what I'm saying. We will try to accommodate anybody that we've missed out on from taking the time off, and anybody that we've had to postpone and stuff like that. We want to try to make exceptions. We want to try to get you out here. We want to try to get you on this bite that's going on here on Tawakoni. So like I said, if you've got a trip that you really want to go on, but you don't see a date open, give us a call. We'll see what we can do. We'll work extra long hours for you and stuff like that and try to make it happen.
Sweet.
There you go.
That's great.
And by the way, I had an afternoon trip. Fishing's good in the afternoon, just letting you know.
So I had one more thing, guys. We do this live feed for you guys every week to give you fish information. All I ask is if you would please now at the end of our video, our live feed, just share it. Share it with your friends. Share it on your Facebook. We would really appreciate that. I'm gonna come back and look at y'all and see if y'all share it for me. And we'll be doing a lot more fun giveaways here pretty soon. So you guys, what is that from? Is that from today? Holy cow!
It was over 10.
This is the
You
trip he's
sure?
coming
This
on.
is-
That was
This is
about
the trip
9.
Michael just got off the show, and then we're gonna let you
You gotta
guys
watch
go.
out, man.
Hi, background. All right, yeah, we all.
Actually, it's at the lodge. I
Oh.
took him at the
Well,
lodge.
I just
Hey
seen
y'all,
it
thank
on
y'all
there.
so much for watching. We will see you guys next Tuesday. Don't forget to share it for us. I'm gonna come back to check. Thank y'all. Bye bye.